is whipped. Do you know the expression
I'm
whipped?
familiar with the phrase.
I won't use the full expression. But Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning.
Said
I think
to
poor
you.
Harry is being led around by his nose, okay?
You think it's going to end?
I do. I've been a very good predictor, as you know. I predicted almost everything. It'll end, and it'll end bad. And I wonder if Harry's going to go back on his hands and knees and say, please, you know, I think Harry has been led down a path.
If you were the Queen, is it at the stage now, would you remove their royal title?
I would. The only thing I disagree with the Queen on, probably one of the only things ever, is that I think she should have said, if that's your choice, fine. But you no longer have titles, you no longer, and frankly, don't come around. He has been so disrespectful to the country, and I think he's...
Trump just unleashed his most unfiltered, scathing attack on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, live on TV, with zero restraint, no sugarcoating, just pure, brutal honesty. And here's the shocker. The British people are right behind him. This wasn't just another offhand remark. Trump has criticized Meghan and Harry before, but this time, he went nuclear. He tore into their behavior, their blatant disrespect toward the royal family, and even dropped a bold prediction about their future. And let's be real, many in the UK believe he's saying exactly what they've been thinking but haven't dared to voice. Meghan and Harry's treatment of their families has left people furious, their disregard for the Queen, unforgivable. But now, Trump has put it all on the table, saying what others won't. And judging by the reaction, he's not alone.
Yes, of course Trump is divisive. Think about just female voters alone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think it was in 2012, like, the Republican Party lost the female vote by 12 points. That's a huge number. And with as misogynistic as Trump is and so vocal about it, that's a huge chunk of it. You're not just voting for a woman if it's Hillary just because she's a woman, but certainly because Trump has made it easy to...
Donald Trump just went all in on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry like never before. No soft words, no diplomacy, just raw, unfiltered truth, exactly how he sees it, live on TV. He tore into Meghan, calling her disrespectful, manipulative, and completely controlling over Harry. And then came the line that's making headlines everywhere. Harry is whipped like no person I've ever seen. That one hit hard. Trump didn't hold back. He made it crystal clear that he believes Harry has lost himself, blindly following Meghan without seeing the destruction left in her wake. And he didn't just stop at criticism. He made a chilling prediction. Their relationship is doomed, and when it ends, it won't just be bad, it'll be brutal. And here's the thing, people in the UK aren't just nodding along, they agree with him. They've watched Meghan and Harry abandon their royal duties, publicly slam their own family, and turn their backs on the monarchy. To many, Meghan hasn't just changed Harry. She's erased him, pulling him away from everything he once stood for. And now, with Trump putting it all out in the open, the world is paying attention.
Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the U.S. election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. I want to get your reaction to that.
I'm not a fan of hers. And I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to...
If Trump is right, then what happens next? And more importantly, what does he think should be done about it? Stay with me because this only gets wilder. Meghan Markle's treatment of the royal family isn't just bad, it's unforgivable. And that's not just Trump talking. Millions of British people feel the exact same way. And honestly, can you blame them? Think about what King Charles and the late Queen had to endure. Harry and Meghan didn't just leave the monarchy, they torched it on their way out. They aired out private family drama, painted the royals in the worst possible light. And for what? Attention? A Netflix deal? Trump didn't mince words. He made it clear that the Queen, one of the most respected figures in history, was deeply hurt by their actions in the final years of her life. And that alone is enough to send people into a rage. In the UK, that anger is real. To many, it's not just drama, it's betrayal. The public humiliation, the blatant disregard for the family who raised Harry, the way they turned their backs on their own blood. It's no wonder Brits are standing behind Trump. He's not saying anything new, he's just saying what they've been thinking all along. But if you think that's bad, just wait until you hear what Meghan did next.
But somebody else who's not coming, of course, is Meghan. Meghan is not coming. Harry's coming. We understand it's a complete in, out, like within 2 hours after the service, he'll be gone. But I kind of think maybe we're better off without Meghan coming.
Well, I think that she has been very disrespectful to the Queen, frankly, even during that time. I mean, how can you be disrespectful to the Queen? The Queen was incredible for years, for decades and decades. She never made a mistake. Think of it. With all of the people that you watch them and you see they make lots of mistakes, if they're famous people or not famous people. But I don't know, I can never think of a mistake that she made. She was never controversial.
Curtsy imitation? It wasn't just in bad taste. It was a blatant slap in the face to a woman who dedicated 70 years of her life to serving her country. And Trump? He didn't hold back. He called Meghan out, saying she has absolutely no class. And guess what? Millions of Brits agree. But here's where it gets even worse. Meghan doesn't just disrespect the monarchy. She seems to think she can take it down. The arrogance is off the charts. Does she seriously believe she can destroy an institution that has stood for centuries? Trump and many others see her for what she really is, an attention seeker who massively overestimated her influence. And if you ask the British people, they're furious. They grew up respecting the Queen, honoring the traditions, valuing the history. And to see Meghan mock it all, laugh at it like it's some joke, completely unacceptable. Trump is calling her out, and the UK is standing right there with him. But now comes the real question. Will anything actually be done about it? Love him or hate him, Trump doesn't play games. He says exactly what's on his mind. No sugarcoating, no political double talk. And when it comes to Meghan and Harry, he's voicing what so many people are thinking but are too afraid to admit. And now the world is listening.
With her, I tell the story. They said, "Who was your favorite president?" "Oh, they were all great. They were all great." I said, "But did you like Ronald Reagan the best?" "Oh, I liked them all very much." "What about Richard Nixon?" "Oh, I thought he was wonderful." Then I said, "Who was your favorite prime minister?" And she said, "Just fabulous people, every one of them. But wasn't it Winston Churchill?" "Oh, I liked him very much." And I'm saying to myself, you know, this is so smart because there's like no controversy. She went through years and years and decades without controversy and just did a great job. You cannot be disrespectful to her. And I think Meghan was very disrespectful to her. Very, very disrespectful.
Oh, I think, you know, up until her death, I think she was the most popular human being in the world.
Yeah.
I think the respect she commanded...
I would say that that is true.
...throughout.
While politicians like Keir Starmer dodge tough topics to avoid backlash, carefully tiptoeing around public opinion, Trump? He couldn't care less. And that's exactly why so many people respect him, even those who don't agree with him on everything. He speaks the truth, plain and simple. And in the UK, that kind of blunt honesty is refreshing. Many British citizens feel like their leaders have gone soft, too afraid to challenge Meghan and Harry's behavior, too cautious to say what people are actually thinking. But Trump? He's calling them out, loud and clear. And that's why so many Brits are siding with him over their own politicians. But if Trump is right about Meghan and Harry, what happens next? Because Prince Harry might have a serious problem on his hands, and this time, Meghan can't fix it. Trump just dropped a warning that could change everything about Harry's life in the US. Here's the deal. In Spare, Harry openly admitted to past drug use: cocaine, magic mushrooms, marijuana. But here's the catch. U.S. immigration laws require full honesty on visa applications. If Harry left that part out, that's a big deal. People have been denied entry or even deported for far less. And now, this could be the moment that changes everything for Harry.
Elected president again in the USA. Probably not top of his agenda right now, but do you think that this could mean something for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? I mean, will it implicate them in whether they stay in America?
It is a real problem, yes, because suddenly America's become a much more hostile environment for Harry and Meghan now. You know, Meghan is on record. She's criticised, she said very unpleasant things about Donald Trump before she married Prince Harry, and there have been several statements statements from Mr. Trump and from members of his family that they're not big fans of Harry and Meghan either. So there's lots of questions, and I think it's a worrying time for Harry and Meghan.
And Charlotte, do you think he'll be keeping his head down a little bit as a result of the election?
He'll be definitely keeping his head down and burying it in the sand, and possibly even running away to Portugal, where he's got a new house, as you revealed. Because I just think that house in Portugal is going to come in very handy.
If Trump wins re-election, Prince Harry could actually face real consequences, including being forced out of the US. Think about it. Meghan pushed him to leave the UK, and now he might not even be able to stay in America. If that happens, where does he go next? And more importantly, would Meghan stick around if things got tough? Meghan Markle and Donald Trump have never been on good terms. Long before she became a duchess, Meghan publicly trashed Trump, calling him misogynistic and divisive during the 2016 election. And when 2020 rolled around, she and Harry hinted at supporting Biden, making it crystal clear where they stood. And Trump? He never forgot. His response was classic Trump. "I wish Harry luck. He's gonna need it." A brutal one-liner that said it all. Since then, the feud has only exploded. Trump has taken every opportunity to call Meghan out, branding her as controlling, disrespectful, and flat-out bad for Harry. And unlike other politicians, he's not backing down. Every time Meghan and Harry make a move, Trump has something to say. And let's be honest, people love it. So where does this end? If Trump does get reelected, will the Sussexes face even bigger problems? Or is this just the beginning of something even wilder? Because now, Trump just threw down the ultimate challenge, and it's one Meghan never saw coming. During an interview, when asked if he'd debate Meghan, Trump didn't hesitate. "I'd love to debate her. No hesitation. No doubt. Just pure confidence." And now comes the big question. Would Meghan even dare? Trump is known for dominating debates. He interrupts. He calls people out. He gets personal. He doesn't hold back. Meghan, on the other hand, she's used to controlled interviews, ones where she's praised, not challenged. A real debate? That's a whole different game. So, what happens next? If Meghan stays silent, Trump wins the battle without even stepping on stage. But if she accepts, she risks walking into the biggest fight of her life. Either way, this is far from over.
Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression? I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning. I've been a very good predictor, as you know, and I think he's an embarrassment.
Let's be real. Could this debate actually help Meghan? Her career has been on a downward spiral. The Spotify deal? Collapsed. Her Netflix projects? Underwhelming. Public support? Nowhere near what it used to be. So could she use this as a comeback moment, or would it completely backfire? Either way, one thing's for sure. If this debate ever happened, it would be absolute chaos. But here's the real question. Is Meghan even brave enough to accept? Donald Trump didn't hold back, and his words have sent shockwaves everywhere. He called out Meghan's disrespect toward the Queen. He slammed Harry for being completely controlled. And he even warned that Harry's future in the US might not be as secure as he thinks. And here's the thing, most British people, they agree with him. Trump is saying what millions in the UK have felt for years. Meghan and Harry turned their backs on the monarchy, hurt their own family, and now expect zero consequences. The Queen was deeply affected by their actions in her final years. King Charles is still dealing with the fallout. And now, Harry might soon face a stark reality. He's not welcome in the US either. And with Trump possibly returning to the White House, things could get even worse for the Sussexes. The question is, what happens next?
President Trump, the commander-in-chief, is being urged to release Prince Harry's immigration files. The British royal's immigration status was an issue during the president's recent campaign, and he promised to take action against Prince Harry for failing to disclose his past drug use on the visa application. Now, applications for visas or green cards require candidates to honestly disclose their history of drug use, and a failure calls for strict action, including even expulsion. Now, as President Trump begins delivering on his promises of firing DEI hires and rounding up illegal migrants, is Prince Harry's deportation next?
So, what happens now? Will Meghan and Harry fight back? Will they finally respond? Or will Trump keep turning up the heat and force them into a corner? One thing's for sure, this battle is far from over. Trump isn't backing down, and the world is watching. If Harry and Meghan do respond, they risk adding more fuel to the fire. But if they stay silent, Trump wins without even trying. Do you agree with Trump's comments? Is he just saying what everyone else is thinking? Or has he taken it too far? Drop your thoughts below, and let's talk about it.